So Neil, a tale of two halves really today.
Hmm.
What do you think of the game?
Yeah, that's probably the right way to sum up the game. First half, I thought we were excellent, well in the game, more than matched them. Some real positives to take. Defended well, were organised, had some really good moments in attack, counter-attacking moments. In fact, some moments we could have made better use of. And then the second half, the biggest disappointment really was the start of the second half for me. I thought our mentality was poor. Something we need to eradicate. It happened against Stoke, so we need to look at what we're doing at half time and how we started the second half, because we went from 2-1 up to 3-2 down and we lost belief. Our basics let us down in terms of our technical quality. We turned the ball over too quickly, and again, when you're playing against players as good as them, and they on transition and the pressure, and you give them the ball back, then that weight of pressure and momentum told, and that's what happened, unfortunately. The game got away from us near the end a little bit. We actually had a good spell in the second half ourselves, and the quality they've got, the game got away from us. A bit disappointing to end like that, but I say mixed emotions really.
Looking back on the first half in particular, you must have been really pleased with how the team matched Liverpool.
Yeah, they had, pretty much most of the possession, but in areas where we'd want them to have the ball in the build-up phase, caused us obviously a few problems, particularly on diagonals, and Milner was getting out and Kajana on this side, and you're having to deal with those sort of diagonal passes. We spoke about trying to get a little bit more pressure on higher at the front in the second half. But when we won the ball back, we had some really good moments ourselves on the counter-attack, created some good moments. I wouldn't say clear chances, but we limited them to quite not very many chances. They hit the post and had one or two moments in around the goal themselves. But when you're playing against a front three like they've got, and the midfield and Minamino as well, then they're bound to create something. But we limited them. And we were well in the game at half time, so really pleased with that. I say the second half spell was disappointing, very disappointing.
What would you put that down to in the second half?
And I thought that happened a little bit at Stoke last week, so we need to think about what we're doing at half time, and maybe I need to think about the messages that I'm giving the players. Having said that, they're allowed to react in the way that they did. I knew that the boss wouldn't be happy with how they played in the first half, and they had a reaction, and we didn't deal with them. We didn't deal with that spell well enough. We lacked some belief in that moment, and we just said to the players, there's going to be spells during the season where it's going to be tough, and we're not going to get our own way, and then we've got to find a way to not concede goals in those moments and stay in the game. And because with the ability then that we've got, the spell and the momentum will turn in our favour, and like it did here today a little bit. But that we're not going to come up against that type of quality every single week, particularly in the front third of the pitch, and they punished us when you're half a yard off, your touch lets you down, they punish you, and that's the difference at the highest level.
And lastly, despite the result, the players will obviously learn a lot from playing in this arena against those type of players.
Oh yeah, of course, and we won't be disheartened by it. We won't be too disappointed. We'll reflect on the game. We'll learn from it. There's lots to take when you're playing against top quality opposition. Your technical ability, how you handle the ball, your intelligence, your brain, playing at the speed of the game is really important, both in and out of possession. And then that real mentality of when things don't go your way, of finding a way to stay in the game, and we didn't do that today. But we'll learn from the game. We will, and we look forward to Barrow on Tuesday night now.